am at peace with the universe. Oh. Hello peeps, how's the day been treating you? Well, in my case, the day, and indeed the week, hasn't exactly been too pleasant on the old vocal cords, or rather the throat in general. I managed to come down with whatever virus is going on at the moment, and as a result I have had a really, really nasty, dry throat, and one of the most horrendous coughs that I've ever heard. It just continuously comes and goes. This is my first take, I haven't done any prep work for this beyond the other stuff I've got in the other room. Every now and then, every few minutes, seems sometimes every 10 minutes or so, I'm just coughing and coughing and coughing. That's why I've got the scarf on, because that seems to help relieve the coughing fits somewhat. As you can imagine, going to bed at night, however, well, I'm not getting that much sleep, let's put it that way. So I don't know if I'm going to actually be able to demonstrate the cough at any point, because quite frankly I don't want to pretend to put it on, because even that would probably trigger a real cough. I don't actually want to cough at all. So I've been looking up as many home remedies as I can, as well as obviously buying all the usual stuff you'd buy, like cough medicine, lockets, tunes, you name it. I've tried just about all of it. More mentholated stuff. I've had more mentholated stuff than I've ever had in my lifetime, I think, and just last week. I've also tried Always oil. You can put that into some hot water and let the fumes sort of go up towards you. I've actually managed to destroy one of those old tea tree burners, if you know what those are. Okay, it got so hot it actually cracked the porcelain. Was it porcelain or was it china? I can never remember. Anyhow, it's in the bin and it's forgotten about. But I'm still looking for other possible cures, and what I've looked up over the last couple of days or so is that lemon, honey, ginger, and to a certain degree garlic are all supposed to be quite good. So I'm going to try to make myself a little concoction. Yeah, you might want to worry. I know I am. Okay, so I have the following. I have quite a bit of ginger, 4 lemons, 5 lemons, basic clear runny honey, and some garlic. I also have an allegedly stainless steel knife for chopping and so on, but as you can see there are some stains on, so I am being lied to there by Prestige Hollow Ground. I'm not even sure if they're still in trading these days, but who cares. Alright, so please bear in mind I am neither a medical professional nor am I any kind of chef, herbalist, or any of those other types of people that you sometimes see doing this sort of video on YouTube. What is the name of my channel? That's right, no formal training, meaning no training whatsoever. I'm just literally winging it. Right, okay, so I'm missing something. Oh yes. Okay, what I'm missing, and by missing I mean I don't actually possess one, is basically a cheese grater. But that's not going to be too important. One thing I will need though is a tablespoon. Now, you can, in its own right, use honey by itself. A couple of spoonfuls a day of this basically just coats your throat and helps soothe things that way, but this is being used in combination with other things. That doesn't mean you can't use honey by itself anyhow, unless of course you don't like honey, in which case you just have to grin and bear it. But you will need a spoon for shoving that into there. That said, we'll just move that to one side and get on with the first bit of what we're doing here. So I'm going to try to make as much use of all the lemon as I can, and for the time being I'm just going to be using 1 lemon. As you can tell, I'm not that good with cutting, and it's a knife that does actually need a bit of sharpening. I can can smell the lemon already. It's quite surprisingly potent. What we're going to do in this case is just take all of these and dump them in the bowl like that, and put that to one side. The next thing is I'm going to take some of the garlic. And one thing I do know about things like this is that you should be taking the bits and pieces off the sides, but what the hey. There we go. Maybe chopping, since I've got a knife, would be a good idea. Move the board a bit, why don't? There we go. Kind of sort of not doing what I wanted to do, but never mind. Right, after that I'll just dump that stuff in there like so. Not entirely sure how much of this stuff, if any, you should be using. Obviously, as I said before, I haven't really got a clue what I'm doing here. I'm just going with, and just give that a little bit of a, there we go. The professionals are obviously in no position to worry. Okay, so next up is the ginger, which I'm just going to cut into sections like this for the time being. Now, ginger, from what I understand, can be a bit rich. Ooh, it certainly smells strong. And I'm just going to cut it into sections like this for the time being. It definitely needs to sharpen this knife up a bit. Right, there you go. Doesn't that look appetizing? You can just imagine putting your hands in and eating all that, grabbing it out and gomp, gomp, gomp. No, you can't, because you're not insane. Give ourselves a nice juicy spoonful. This could take a while. In fact, let's just... Yeah, that's actually half the jar taken out already. Well, that's what I get for getting a cheap jar, I suppose. And all we do in this case is literally just smother everything around like so. How's it smell? Yeah, it smells exactly what you expected to smell of. Ginger, garlic, lemon and honey. And the idea here is to just try to get everything as mulched together as you can. Obviously, the more ginger you add, the more garlic you add, the more lemon you add, the stronger it's going to be in that particular regards. It will smell stronger and stronger in all of those cases. Now, the thing is, in most videos I've seen, it recommends just leaving this for 24 hours just to allow everything to settle and congeal into one, I suppose, but then becomes quite a good little tonic to take first thing in the morning and throughout the day. I'm going to do things just a little on the different side. So a little bit of hot water, just allow that to settle like that for the time being. Yeah, you can definitely smell everything going quite nicely there. Alright, can you guess what time it is? Blending time. You know, I honestly have absolutely no idea if this is going to work or not. Bit more. One more time. That ought to do. So we're now left with two concoctions here. One is the more traditional remedy that I'll be leaving to one side. I'll be allowing that to, well, I'll cover it over and I'll try that in the morning. Okay, and if that works fine, I'll post a blog about it or something. And this I'll be trying in just a minute or so. I might just live to regret this. Or maybe not. Okay, so I'm back again. And so far, I've got to say in the 20 or so minutes it's taken me to film just this footage so far, I haven't coughed once. Can't really put that down to this concoction yet because I haven't tried it, and neither have I tried anything else. I'll just give you sort of obstruct my own face with it. Doesn't really smell too bad. It's, initially when I opened it, it had that smell of burnt mixer, because that mixer's getting on a bit now, so it's a few years old, but that has actually vanished down now. It just smells like lemon and ginger and garlic and honey to a certain degree, although the honey seems to have been slightly neutralised, possibly by the water, but we'll give it a try. And because I'm not a complete idiot, I've also got something to vomit into, just in case I need to. Not saying that I will need to, but you never know. Alright, so, bottoms up, down the hatch, and let's stop procrastinating and get this on with. Oh, bloody hell. Ugh. Yeah, you can definitely taste the ginger. Oh, God, that is overpowering. The ginger overpowers everything. Possibly competing slightly with the garlic. Yeah. Definitely add more honey to neutralise everything else, I think. Oh boy. Also, despite being in a blender, it hasn't really cut everything up that fine. It's still quite... Yeah, that doesn't look too pleasant either with the naked eye or like that. If you're wondering what that thing is between my thumb and the camera, that is a lemon chunk that hasn't actually even been remotely destroyed. Yeah. On the other hand, as the autofocus comes back into play there, whew. On the other hand, I don't need to use this, but I do feel quite a warm sensation right down next to the heart, so that's definitely doing its job, although I'm internally debating whether or not I should actually try this again. Well, I'm not going to be able to down it, but oh, what the hell. Oh, no, definitely can't down it. Oh, I really should have brought a drink of water with me. Ugh. Oh, I'm so glad I'm not one of those challenge channels that does vomit alert things on a regular basis. Ugh. Ugh. Although, if you are one of those channels, you could probably try something like this and ugh. Yeah, well, maybe this is why people actually bother to put the ingredients in certain measurements. That was probably my biggest failure here. But, killer cure. I will say this. If it hasn't actually cured the problem, then it's definitely competing with the problem, so I'm not probably going to notice the coughing sensation or have the desire to cough for a while, because this is probably going to burn the sensation out. You never know. This might be it. This might be the real thing. But I'll give that a try. I've got one more thing to try, because obviously this is my take on it, and I haven't even tried the traditional version yet. I should really wait 24 hours, but who's got time for 24 hours to pass? What am I? The doctor? Okay, so less likely to be 24 hours, more likely to be about 24 seconds. I've just nipped into the other room and grabbed hold of the bowl with what's left of everything here. Now, I haven't actually added anything else to it. This is just the same concoction as before. Perhaps I should add some water just to see if that helps things a little bit, but I'm just going to push everything to one side and just see if I can get a spoonful of the... Ah, there we go. A spoonful of the honey. And of course the autofocus focuses on my lips, and of course you can see, now it focuses on the honey. Before it was just focusing on my lips, and you could see, oh, there it goes again. Autofocus, damn you. Stop looking at my moustache. There we go. Hint to anybody wanting to grow a moustache, make sure you trim it on a regular basis. Alright, so that gives you a rough idea. Let's just put this up like that. That might help stop the autofocus from running away from me. So that gives you a good idea of what this stuff looks like. So let's just my luck. I get all the stuff I don't actually want on a spoonful for the time being. Right, there we go. Just a spoonful of the good stuff, just the honey by itself. So it just tastes like honey. It just tastes like honey by itself. A little bit of a crunch factor, which almost feels like sugar. Well, that could be any one of a number of the other things actually inside it as well. But by itself, that actually tastes quite nice. So the honey by itself, as I said before, is actually supposed to be quite secure. But then again, honey is quite nice anyhow. Ooh. Well, it just doesn't have the kick that my concoction does. Well, that said, I am just having it by itself. So let's see if I have one of these pieces of ginger. I just dropped some garlic. So that's the ginger. Oh boy. I need something to neutralise that. Bag of tick. Okay, so ginger neutralised. Let's try some of the garlic now. So again, garlic this time, just by itself. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh. I've just had a thought. Are you actually supposed to eat garlic raw, like this? Oh. I'm not sure. I don't recommend it. Oh. Maybe a bit more lemon. A bit more lemon. Maybe a bit more honey might actually help neutralise that a bit. To a certain degree. Yeah, as far as the garlic is concerned, it's probably best to make sure that all the leaves that aren't wanted aren't on it. Right. And finally, let's try a bit of the lemon. Now of course I've not, as you can see, I've not actually cut the lemon up beyond that. If the camera will focus. Maybe if I get in closer, maybe my beard will help in some regard. There we go, it almost focused. It almost focused, but then it's off. There we go. Well, even if it won't focus properly, you can still see that the peel is still on, so this may or may not be appealing. Yeah, I know that was terrible. Right, so let's give this a try. Oh, it's only bitter when you actually take it out for some strange reason. Otherwise, obviously I wasn't going to eat it. Okay, there's no way, I don't think you can actually eat lemon peel, I don't know. It's probably not poisonous, but it's probably not worthwhile doing, but Alright, that's the sourness. Yeah, well, individually, each one is quite potent in its own right, apart from the honey. But it's still not as potent as my mix. Yeah, well, It just needs a name, so Killer Cures does sound about right, to be honest. Oh. I am at peace with the universe. One thing's for sure, over the last few minutes, I have not coughed once. I'll see you next time.